So changing the oil on this Suzuki Burgman 400 really is a snap. It's not too hard. This is where the oil filter is going to be, under this housing right here. I believe these are 8mm bolts. I'll make sure of that. And then this is the dipstick actually that you check the oil with. So we're going to pull that out to begin with. And as you can see, I'm going to just show you how black that oil is. You can see that on the side of the case. It's pretty black. I don't think this scooter was well maintained, as you can see. Now I'm going to go underneath where it's still pretty greasy, and I'm going to show you the drain plug, which is right here. This is the drain plug. I'm not sure, there's a lot of water dripping off because I just got through pressure washing it, although it doesn't look like it from underneath. But this right here is the drain plug. We'll go ahead and pull that drain plug and I'll show you where we're going from there. Okay, to perform this oil change, you're going to need a 1/4 inch drive or whatever, but you're going to need an 8mm socket, and you're going to need a 17mm socket and a ratchet, possibly an extension. I have a smaller ratchet. This is a 3/8 drive, and this is a 1/4 inch. Also, you're going to need a new oil filter, and you're going to need some type of container to drain the oil into. This scooter takes 2.11 quarts or 1900 milliliters approximately. So that comes out to about 2.11 quarts. And so now we're going to go ahead and take these bolts off and get to the oil filter. And here comes the oil filter. As you can see, it's black as night. Be careful, there's a little spring on the back side of this cover, and there's an O-ring right here that you can take off and inspect and make sure that it's okay. You can reuse it if it's okay. If it's not, then you need to replace it. And then it's kind of a pain. You need to get a little pick or something to get the filter out. I'll try the dipstick. There it goes. So we'll just get that out. You can see big difference from this, right? Big difference. So then you're going to want to wipe that all out and clean it up, and then just inspect the O-ring and put the new filter in, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I've wiped it all out, got most of all the dirty crap out of there. There's a little bit of dirty oil left, so I'm putting the filter in now. New filter's in. And then this cap goes on like this. Goes on, and then we go ahead and we put the bolts in. I'll get back to you after that. Alright, so I've got everything drained. I've got the new filter in place. I've got an oil I got a funnel here that's kind of not the best. It's not situated in the best way, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to go ahead and put Rotella T6 synthetic in there, the diesel motor oil. A lot of guys use it in their motorcycles. I've used it in some of my scooters. It seems to run fine. It's 5-weight 40 instead. It calls for 1040. I'm going to run the 5-weight 40. Also got some of this Liqui Moly anti-friction engine treatment. I'm going to throw a little bit of that in. I don't know if it's good to use or not. I've thrown it in my Honda Ruckus and it seems to work fine. Everybody says it's good stuff. I'm going to use it just because it makes me feel warm and fuzzy, and that's the way it is. So about 2 quarts of that go in there. I'm just going to put a little splash of this in there with it. And so I'll go ahead and start doing that and get back with you after that. Okay, so this piece of crap hasn't seen an oil change in a long time, so when I turn this ignition on, which you can see here, let me get you in closer. When I turn on the ignition, you get the nasty little oil change light that comes on. So we want that to go off. Well, it did go off. Usually it stays on. So we're going to push the adjust button. I'm just going to reset it anyhow, so it goes to 3,600 miles, I think, is the interval of the oil change that it's supposed to be. at. So we'll see if we can get that to turn off, okay? So what you do is you hold down the adjust button right here, and then you turn the key on and wait till it flashes, and that resets it. So I'm going to try and do this with the camera. It's hard. So, and that should flash. See it flashing? And that gets rid of it. And then I turn it off, and it should be good. And that's how you reset that.